Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, coming at you live to talk about episode 12 of Ousama Game, the animation. King's Game, the animation. For all intents and purposes, the season 1 finale? Perhaps? Language warning. Fuck this show! Fuck it. Oh, this was bad. This was really, really bad. I mean, this was tipping off the scales bad. They doubled down on this was a virus. The King's Game was a virus that infested and infected people. And somehow it migrated into the internet, into computers. It became digital. But then they add an even stupider equivalent where, oh, it's not even just the virus. No, the fact that people are getting texts and having to play the King's Game, that's a bug in the virus. That makes no fucking sense at all whatsoever. They doubled down on it, and then they're like, no, it's not only is it a virus that somehow transferred to computers, somebody fucked a computer somewhere, somebody put their PUD into a disk drive somewhere. Okay, I can only assume, if there is any logical faculty behind this, that maybe somebody went psychotic and programmed up, like some kind of design and some kind of programming into a computer, created a virus, a hacker, something like that. But who cares? Why? Why should I even think about it? Fuck it. Why should I even contemplate? Try to make sense out of this. Because not only was it once, at one time, a virus in people, it became a digital virus, an online virus that is spreading around, but it's a bug in the virus that's making it kill people. So the virus isn't making people kill themselves? It's a bug in the virus? Well, what's the original virus supposed to do then? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no fucking clue. And that's not even like the biggest fuck you in this episode. No. Nobuaki and I forget what her name is, the friend of Natsuko, he's carrying her on his back. Aya, maybe? I don't remember what the fuck her name is. I don't care anymore. Riona and the little wimpy dick Rio, they all get to where they need to be. This little shack in the middle of the woods. They all get there in the nick of time. We pick up right where we left off the previous episode. They were charging at Natsuko, and she's like, guess what I'm about to do? And Nobuaki, thankfully, rushes right into her, slams right into her, knocks her on her ass. But then he fucking stops and falls, and so he's on the ground. He tells Rio and Riona, go ahead, hurry up, get to the house, get to the shack. He goes and gets up. Somehow he's still carrying the bitch on his back, even after falling on the ground. And we have this pause where Natsuko grabs his ankle. And things just stop for a fucking few seconds. And I'm like, kick that psycho cunt in the face. Just do it. Crush her skull, for fuck's sake. And apparently that's what happens. But we don't get to see it. No, we cut to it later. I think that's at the point the OP, came on. And that's the one redeeming value that I have not touched upon in the history of watching this shit show. I do love the OP. I actually really like the OP. That's the only redeeming value of this shit show. Oh my god, this fucking So we pick up again, and apparently, you know, Nobuaki, the bitch he's carrying, Ryo and Ryona, they are at the shack. Obedience confirmed on all counts. There's only 4 of them, but 5 obediences have been confirmed. So the 5th is obviously Natsuko. And then she shows up, and she's like, thanks for the kick, by the way. They put a little mud on the side of her cheek. Oh, it would have been so viscerally satisfying to see his foot, bam, right against her face. But no, we were robbed of that. And so then, as people are talking, something hits Nobuaki from behind, and he face plants on the ground. We find that it's little Ryo, who is still fucking psycho. He's still twisted in the head. He wants to become strong, man. He wants to live up to the values of Teruaki and Nobuaki. And so he knocks Nobuaki out with a rock against the back of his head. Because the next order of the King's game is you have to cut your body apart to create a sort of puppet. They didn't explicitly specify, at least well enough for my mind, did that mean they all had to cut themselves up all together, or just one person had to do it? Like, if one person had to do it, it doesn't really make sense, and it's not really operable anyway. Here this kid, Ryo, is like, well, I could do it, you know, I can cut my limbs off. Even if he starts with his legs, once he does one arm, it's kind of like, what's he gonna do, you know? You fucking stupid? Yes, you are fucking stupid. Everyone in this show, the people behind this show, the people who plotted it and directed it, wrote this fucking gutter trash, are fucking stupid. So, like, suddenly, Natsuko pulls out a fucking chainsaw out of nowhere. It probably came out of her twat, because I don't know where the fuck it was. She hands it to Ryo. He gets it started. It peters out. You know, there's all this conflictual, argumentative discussion back and forth. Ryona doesn't want him to do it. She's pleading with him. Natsuko's egging him on. And I'm like, fucker, turn that shit on and swing it at fucking Natsuko. Be the hero. You want to be strong? You want to be as strong as Teruaki was, a, you know, dead man? Nobuaki, who's probably going to be dead in a few minutes anyway. You want to be strong? Swing that fucking shit over to Natsuko and cut that cunt in half. Does he do that? Nope. No. No, he legitimately proceeds to start chopping through his own leg. Once it hits bone, and he's been screaming and crying and just insane, Natsuko comes over and slams her foot down on it to make sure it can cut through his bone and the cartilage and all of that stuff. And Ryo dies just from the shock and the pain. He just dies. Oh, no shit. You don't say. Well, holy fuck. This, I'm telling you, this was like the most painful episode of this show to watch. Oh, but it gets better. So, like, suddenly Natsuko's friend comes to, because Natsuko has the chainsaw in her hands now. And she's threatening Ryona, I'm going to cut you up. And her friend comes to and rushes over and grabs Natsuko, and she's like, Did you kill Ryo? Did you do this? Oh my goodness gracious. And Natsuko does what Ryo should have done. She swings around with the fucking chainsaw and guts her friend. So now 2 of the 5 survivors are dead. And it just, they keep spreading it out, lengthening it out. You know, Natsuko is threatening and getting closer and closer to Ryona. It's like, why are you wasting so much time? Why, just, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Who the fuck cares at this point? Just fucking do it. End this shit. But then Nobuaki comes to, and he's like, what the fuck you doing? And here's where, oh my god, here's where it really just, it's one of these, a big fuck you to everyone watching, because suddenly Nobuaki, Riona, and Natsuko are all working together. Natsuko's been collecting those little one symbol, Japanese symbol messages everyone's been getting. That's why she apparently stole everyone's phones, because she was collecting those messages. She has not one single iota of awareness as to what they all amount to. As Ria had told Nobuaki, and the guy who died early on in the series told him that there might be some rhyme and reason to it and all this kind of shit. She's just been collecting them pointedly because she feels like it could potentially give her a leg up to survive against everyone else. But as it turns out, Riona has collected a bunch of them as well. You know, she and Nobuaki has powwowed. Oh, and by the way, if you had any lingering questions about Riona and her family and the dog and all that kind of shit, tough titty. You're never going to find that shit out, ever. You know, you're never going to have any answers, ever. So they powwow. They collect all of their little symbols, and they get a message that says, this is going to continue on forever. The King's Game is going to destroy all of humanity. It's not just one single class anymore. It's the whole world. It's all of humanity. Oh my god, they upped the stakes like, wow, this escalated very quickly, you know? Fuck this show! So they were working together, and when they realize it's pointless, we all need to die. If even one of us survives, the message tells them, the game will continue on. It will jeopardize further lives. And Natsuko again becomes Psycho Sauce, and she's like, pointedly to Nobuaki, she's gonna choke the life out of him. You're not gonna give me this holier than thou, grandiose, you know, we have to try to protect people. We have to kill ourselves to protect others. Fuck you, I'm taking you out myself, bitch. And as she is straddling him and choking the life out of him, the fucking spit and all the foam is coming out of his mouth. Finally, something good and viscerally satisfying happens for 3 whole seconds. And that is, Riona grabs the chainsaw, and she goes Psycho Sauce herself. She powers that fucker up, and she runs into the back of Natsuko with that chainsaw embedded into her spine, and she fucking just cuts a bitch. And I was like, yes! You know, it was the one thing I have been wanting. I think they know you want that as a viewer, and you got it. 3 seconds. Because then Riona and Nobuaki, they're having that survivor's mourning. What are we going to do? You saved my life, Nobuaki. You're a hero. Don't dismiss all the value of everything you did. Oh my god, Nobuaki, I love you. But apparently Natsuko, she's not dead. No, she gutted her friend, and that killed her instantly. Rio cut half his leg off, and he died. She got a chainsaw up literally into her spine. She ain't dead. She ain't dead. Science is a thing that don't exist in this show. In the time they were talking, she could have bled out. She's, you know, injury to her spine. Yet, some fucking how, she's able to get up on her feet. And she still has strength enough to batter Riona away and pointedly jam, you know, she picks up the full weight of the chainsaw and jams it into Nobuaki's neck. Whereby we then find, as they both fall to the ground together, Natsuko and Nobuaki, who is now mortally injured. Our hero is mortally injured in the neck. The jugular was cut. Natsuko proceeds to tell Riona, I'm not going to let you have him. I'm not going to let you have the one that I love. And at first, I'm holding back the vomit. I'm pretty sure I've got bile in the back of my throat. And I want to just throw my phone, which I'm watching this on, against the wall, which wouldn't do me no good. But she, they flash back and they give you this impression like all the time, Natsuko has been lovingly doe-eyed toward Nobuaki, the guy she has tried to kill time and time again, and threaten, and get other people to kill. And then the last fleeting glimpse is, oh, she doesn't like Nobuaki. But in her mind, she's confusing Nobuaki for someone from her class that she did love. She's seeing the same person in Nobuaki. Remind me, did I say fuck this show? I might have. I think I did. Fuck it. So yeah, then with Nobuaki and Natsuko both dying, Riona is the only one left. Riona, our heroine Riona, who we never get one single answer about her family or anything. Fuck it. You want to know? Fuck you. You want to know? Fuck you. You're never going to find shit out. And what does she do? How does this show end? She drags Nobuaki's corpse down to the beach, where she lays and she pets and she kisses and she pleads, come back to life, Nobuaki. To no avail, because we see a heavenly vision of Nobuaki being reunited with the spirits of all of his friends lost. And they ascend to the heavenly realm on the Rainbow Bridge. At that point I was hoping Thor would come in and fuck shit up. But no, it fades out. All of his friends, Chiemi is back. All of his friends, he's reunited. He is now in the heavenly gates. Blah. And then Riona drags his body into the water, and I assume uses the full weight of his body to sink her down into the water where she drowns herself. She kills herself. Presumably, kind of like the one bitch a while back, whose name I forget, but she allegedly went blind, managed to walk her way from one side of the city to the other, to a beach where she walked into the water and disappeared forever. Nobody ever heard hide nor hair from her ever again. Riona did this. This is how it ends. They're all fucking dead. Oh, but it's not over. God forbid you thought it was over with the ending music and animation kicking in. No. I saw the timestamp. I'm like, oh, there's something else, isn't there? There's something else. Giddy like a schoolboy was I, that I wanted to just fucking burn the world. But anyway, there's a final fucking scene. And it's some kid that I don't know if we've ever seen before or not. The King's Game told everybody they all had to die. If even one of them survived, the game would continue, because the King's Game purpose, the Ousama game purpose, is to destroy all life, to kill the all of humanity. But it could only do that if there was a survivor. To my knowledge, none of them survived. Unless somewhere along the lines we found out like somebody from this class transferred to another school toward the beginning or middle of the show that I have no idea about. Then the King's Game is full of shit. It's a complete lying sack of shit, because here this new kid is going into school and he gets a text welcoming him to the King's Game. Oh, but that's not the worst part. People are already speculating over on my anime list because of the final scene. And apparently there is some, fake news outlet that brandished this announcement. But the final thing you see at the end of this episode is To be continued. To be continued. And so the speculation on my anime list, of course, with this fake news outlet announcement is Ousama Game the Animation is getting a season 2. One person in the comment thread was like, well, good. I hope we get so much more of this show. I'm sure the haters will love it. Implying that they themselves are enjoying this show. That's news to me. People are enjoying this show. People think it's good. What kind of people think this show's good? Please let me know. Everyone who watches this video, let me know in the comments below. Did you like this show? Do you love it? Is it awesome? Because I want to know who you are so I can avoid you forevermore. I got nothing. To be continued. Fuck you. The hilarious thing is, there's a small part of the back of my mind that's like, it could be really fun to tear into a season 2, just as I have all of these episodes of season 1. And then the other, like, 85% of my brain is like, fuck that noise. Johnny's out. Fuck it. I'm right there with Nobuaki in the end. What? That's it. I'm done. So that's the finale. Finally. Fuck this show. Fuck everybody responsible for it. Fuck everybody involved in it. There's a movie. There's a fucking movie, by the way. I'm going to be checking out the movie. I'm going to be back probably talking about it if I can find it and I can watch it. To take notes, to make comparisons. Is it as bad as the anime? Is the anime the worst thing ever? Or is the movie even worse? I'm led to believe by somebody's comments that the movie is actually like the original story. They made up a whole different story for the anime. All the flashbacks to like the original class that Nobuaki hails from, that was all supposed to be the original story. And that's presumably what the movie's about. I may watch it. If I do, I may come back and talk about it. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm punishing myself this way, in this fashion. But it could be fun. That's the reason why I've done these videos. For me, it has been fun to vent my frustration, to ask the questions, what were they thinking? Who put this into effect? How did this come about? What reasoning went into this? Is this show like, it's gruesome as all fuck, but it's on like a fucking 3rd grade 6-year-old mentality? Who is this show for? The gore and the fucking, like, there are people who watch, anime like that are just overly gory and unreasonable and so bad it's good. In a way, that's kind of what this show has done. It is so bad, it's fun, it's good to come on and vent and rant and whatever like that. Like, I make something positive out of it, but it is a negative viewing experience. This show is shit. It sucks. I'm not kidding when I say that. It has sucked from the beginning. And it just became cathartic to come on and talk about how bad it is every week. And now this video has reached the length of a full episode. So fuck it, I'm done. I'm out. catch y'all later. Let me know what you thought of the show, if you still stuck with it, what you thought of this review, and everything like that. You going to be watching season 2? Yeah. Because there's apparently going to be one. Maybe. Possibly. And if you had any doubts about the apocalypse being a thing, season 2 of Ousama Game the Animation might be a thing. That might right well answer that. Catch you later. Peace.